I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning faces in the mirror so I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotions. You can't see me from this distance anyway. Which unfortunately means that he just keeps on ranting without any regards to sense or sensibility. Yeah, there's a war going on. A war not many know about, but it's a great one. It will one day boil over and encompass all of the known world. Then, we'll have to pick sides. We'll have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Imagine it. The bloody battlefield, a vicious conflict without end. I almost gave up. When I thought this cause was silly. When I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight. When I mistook the time. The power. Went out for a feminist raid and thought the end was near. But then I realized I gave up. That if I gave up, it would all be over. And I was like, whoa. And I knew I had to get serious, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. It's about duty. Must be a pretty crappy movement if it all hinges on one naked guy ranting in a bathroom to another naked guy. So can I have the money? He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked, and I want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money. Awesome, thanks, dude. We should go bowling later on. Bowling? Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are almost no women bowlers either, making it also the manliest sport. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes, or the pastel green one with flower accents? There are bowling clothes? Maybe. Anyway, you better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right? I don't have the time to ask him to elaborate on what that means. I don't know, I have to get to class. You're kind of in the way. Oh, sorry, yeah. I want to hold you up, and I have some stuff to do myself. Time has come. Time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I was just going to. What does that mean? It's a big bathroom. So, I have to be alone, or I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll think of something. I give him my practical frown, as it looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He either doesn't notice or doesn't see. Anyway, so I get dressed and run back into my room, feeling as though an eternity had passed since I woke up. That is time I will never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone in here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I back out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk, rubbing my forehead. I realize this is as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early. Later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako? Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant, as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering a classroom. Excuse me? She calls out into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Isao. Good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to come in only just before the bell rings, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so, anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that's why it's so quiet today. Hi! Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinched. Hi, Hik-chan. Hi. Silence. Look, it's the class representative. Hello. Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? I'm not. Lily seems a little more guided in her answer to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one who actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? Not that weird though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them. So me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here, we have to talk. The festival's coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has handed in their projected budget reports for their events, even the first years, except you. Wahahaha. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Oh boy. Today, the deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all of the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone had to say the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task. And a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class's event? Yeah, I think that's how that is. This thing's bothering me. Handling the same matter for every class in the school and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Hisao, it's alright. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. This is about the budget that I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then can I have it, please? Shizune? She might not have it on her at this exact second. It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me, students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word might have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something that should just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not have come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I'll apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't. It seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect their enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts sighing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those two students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient. Well, she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how settled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully around the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course, you do so much, class rep. It must be difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of sarcasm, which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, that much is clear. But it seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough, and is ready to push back. Oh boy. What the fuck is happening? I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down and make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That'd be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Hee-chan, don't you slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hee-chan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do a lot more and make sure it goes smooth. I hope it goes... Fuck me. Alright. These two are pissing me off. Sorry, it's making it hard to read. Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hee-chan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person. Goes more smoothly than this person? I don't understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. I'm actually really angry at them, so I'm gonna do this. Shit, I didn't read that. Why am I being dragged into this again? I've done more than enough, I think. If you're angry with Lily, this has nothing to do with me. Oh, wait just a second. Are you implying the president is more right in scolding me than yourself? Ah, damn. I could have worded that better. No, I don't know about that, but I mean... What are you saying, Hee-chan? It's just that I hardly think it's fair you can say that, seeing that I've helped you guys. The mood has changed, and it's like a showdown between two gunfighters now. Well, it was more like that before too, but this time with Shizune's focus is on me. And so is Lily's too, though she keeps quiet. I'm afraid I inadvertently pissed her off. Are you saying I'm wrong? What a dangerous situation. It's chilly to argue with you, yes. I think it's unfair of you to get on my case. Hee-chan, you want too much, but you have a point. Okay. You're not lazy, Hee-chan. Shizune pushes her glasses up with her thumb, almost approvingly. That's good. If you're not useless, you shouldn't let anyone say you are. But the next time I say it, it'll really be because you were disappointing me, like Miss Class Rep here. So don't let this go to your head. Lily takes a jab silently, a venomous visage frozen on her face. Class Rep, Shii-chan says, don't forget that report, please. I won't. Would that be all? I feel bad for making Lily upset, though. I was just angry. Yep. Sorry, I didn't read that. Yep. Then, good day to you all. Her voice would cut the air of the classroom into half if it was more tangible. Lily leaves the room, understandably in a bad mood, but still managing to be poised and calm as usual. Shizune, you really did go a little too far today. It's true, Seek-chan, just a little. If I had been expecting Shizune to grudgingly admit, I'd have to... Admit? If I had been expecting Shizune to grudgingly admit I have to point there as well, I would think I was expecting too much. She doesn't respond. Seek-chan thinks you should mind your own business. She should too, motherfucker. Sorry. Goddamn, I really don't like these two, honestly. They bother me. Seek-chan? We have a few last-minute things to take care of before class starts. We might be late, so can you please cover for us? Yeah. Perfect. Yay, okay. Thanks, Seek-chan. If there's an option to apologize to Lily, I want to. They walk outside even though there are only 10 minutes left before the bell will ring, signaling the start of class. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events this morning, class was pretty boring in comparison. I turned the pages of my textbook lazily. We've been covering the same amount of pages each day, so reading ahead is more or less giving me a preview of what tomorrow's lesson will be about. The clock in the front of the room sounds... God, I can't stop burping. I'm sorry. Sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to be synchronizing perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, not noticing Misha's head poking over my shoulder until she's almost on top of me. What are you doing? Try to strike a balance between being quiet enough to not draw attention but loud enough to draw hers. What are you doing, Hee-chan? Panic shoots through me as Misha starts talking at her normal volume, and I sputter out a hasty reply, still keeping my voice down despite the fact that she just blew away any hope of being discreet I may have. Copying down the stuff. What are you doing? That's so loud. Really? It's all in the book. That's why no one else is copying it down. I know. Why are you so loud? Why are you so quiet, Hee-chan? It's hard to hear you. I look around to see if anyone is noticing our conversation. It's pretty obvious that everyone has, even the teacher. Shizune smiles coyly, and I start to wonder if Misha is doing this because she told her to. Is it because of what happened between her and Lily earlier? This is what I forget for trying to be reasonable, for trying to take the middle path. Shizune is way too prideful. Although by now I should know that I expect that kind of behavior from her. Why are you doing this? Huh? Misha's totally oblivious to the awkward stare the teacher is giving both of us while trying to balance her textbook on one finger. For a brief second, it looks as if things could get ugly, but the teacher simply looks away, as if it's not worth the trouble. I guess this could be a good thing, and I slump back in my seat in relief. The rest of the day passes by uneventfully, and this time, I'm able to appreciate that it does. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave this last anyway, so I don't have to deal with the crowding in the hallways. I prefer to leave last, right? Yeah, I have this in there for some reason. I apologize. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune is sighing so fast that their hands make noises like swords cutting through this air. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business, probably way over my head. Not just that, but Shizune also seems angry, although it could just be her normal severity making it appear so. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters. And then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down on their seats again. Oh, I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do.